the waver. You could use a regular curling iron with a clamp, but for this tutorial, I'm going to do the waver because that's what a lot of people have. And this one is gorgeous. It's super sleek. I love that the cord is like really flexible and moves around. Because some of them, the cord is like really stiff. And so it's like hard to maneuver and all that sort of thing. This one moves really well, really easily. So you don't have to worry about that. It turns off and on super easily. You just, there you go. And you see the little light. It does have, what is that? 5 little dots here. The first setting is really warm. So if you have hair similar to mine, very fine and straight. I have fine hair, but I do have a lot of it. Then I would recommend like the first or the second. And then if you have coarser hair, thicker hair, then you can go up from there. But we don't want to fry our hair off. So start with the lesser heat setting and then go up from there if you feel like you need it. I'm going to go to the second heat setting today. So it starts flashing. And then once it's ready, it will be solid. So I am like, I want to be able to get ready within 10 minutes. I don't want to have to worry, about taking forever to do my hair. So I don't even like section. So if you need to section, that's totally fine. You would just part, or if you have a lot of hair and you need to section, do that. But if you were to do that, I would just already pre-section everything up. So if you don't need to section, just divide in half at the back and pull everything forward. That's just the most simple way. Since I applied all my heat protectants and everything when my hair was wet last night, I don't need to do anything to prep my hair today before curling. So once the wand is all warmed up for us, the 2 dots, it's kind of hard to tell, but the 2 dots will become solid. They're not flashing anymore. It does come with the wand does come with a glove so you don't burn yourself. So if you're not as familiar with using a wand, I 150% recommend using that because you do not want to burn yourself. This wand gets really hot even on the first setting. So, excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of my Diet Coke from Chick-fil-A. But if you guys have any questions during this, please don't hesitate to ask. I would be more than happy to answer any hair questions you have. Throw them at me. So I just take sections starting in the back here, about an inch or so. And the part about a beachy wave is you want to leave a lot of the ends and a lot of the top of the hair out. So you're basically just wanting to curl the middle of the strand. So once you have that, I literally just throw it back and I take my next section. That one's a little big. And you do not want to hold your hair on this for very long at all. You don't need to because this wand, all of the T3 tools get so hot that it just takes just a second. So do that, throw it back. Obviously, like I said, I like to be able to do my hair in a very short amount of time. See how much I'm leaving off. We want that tail at the end. So I like to be able to do my hair in a very short amount of time. And obviously, if you had much coarser or thicker hair, it's not going to take you as quickly as I'm able to do it. But with this wand and with this technique, you should be able to get it done pretty quick. So like I said, you want to leave a lot of that tail out and quite a bit from the root. Just focusing on the mid shaft of the hair. Throw it back. So it's very repetitive. I go all in the same direction, going away from the face, but it's totally up to you if you want to like alternate. But for the front, I'll show you my technique because what I see a lot of people doing is curling towards the face. And no matter if you're doing like a beachy wave or a traditional curl, that's just not my preference. I think it accentuates like your features and kind of just looks more like you got it done professionally if you do it all away from the face. So leaving a tail out, not too worried about getting close to the roots. And this is very repetitive, guys. It's super easy. Just throw it all back. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. It could be, like I said, about any of the products or that I'm featured on the live stream, or just any general hair questions. Feel free to ask. I'll just be here curling away in the meantime. So the curl is, a big part of the Beachy Wave. But at the same time, I think it also comes down to the end and what products you're finishing with and how you're finishing it. So I will show that to you guys very shortly. And then once we get up closer to the face, then I will show you like all of my face framing tips and tricks. So this is the boring part. I'm sorry, guys. And you don't want to touch your curls whatsoever. Like when they're hot, just let them be. So yeah, you can like twist the hair, wrap the hair. It doesn't have to be like perfectly, like, I don't know if you could tell this hair here is twisted, whereas this is flat. That doesn't really matter. Just as long as you are leaving the tail at the end. Okay, so I do have a lot of baby hairs up at the front towards my face from postpartum hair loss. So I'll also show you guys how I kind of blend those in with the curls as well. Okay. So here, this is where I like to kind of see how I'm doing this twisting. This will add a little bit more body to the curl and not have it so tight towards the top. So here I am twisting, leaving the tail out, and this will kind of like loosen that top. We do want to get a little bit closer to the root, but I don't know if you guys could see, it does add some curl, but it's not curly like the rest of this is. Okay, now let's go to the other side. So it looks pretty like tight and spirally right now. But like I said, we're just going to throw that all back and start on this side. And you can do like bigger sections, smaller sections to like vary the curl a little bit. I keep them a little bit more uniform, but it's really up to you and experimenting and what you like to do. Obviously, this is your hair. But the foundation for a Beachy Wave is the roots and the ends to be more straight than the mid shaft. Yeah. So very, very repetitive. So once you get the hang of it, it becomes extremely easy. And if you have layers, also be mindful of that. If you have layers, I would kind of separate. My hair's all one length, but if you had layers, I would kind of do like the top and the bottom. That way your layers can kind of like be a little bit straight. The tail of the layer could be a little bit straight, and that adds more like beachiness as well as volume. And that's like a really cute look too. So just very repetitive. I'm doing a little bit thicker of sections on this side just so I could hurry up and show you guys like how I style them. Because like I said, that's a big part of the Beachy Wave is the way that they're styled. I think that some people try to get to like perfect and like have the hair lay perfectly, but with a Beachy Wave, it's all about looking like you just got done, you know, at the beach. Like your hair is tousled and wind blown and not perfect. Oops, that's a little funky of a section. There we go. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I am a hairdresser. I graduated, I don't know, 6 years now or something like 7. I went to school up in Monterey, California, then moved down to LA, started assisting at salons in Beverly Hills, which was really fun. There's a lot of stories, as I'm sure you guys could imagine, with that. Then my husband and I moved down to northern San Diego area, and I started working at a salon in Carlsbad. And then 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago now, I had a daughter. And so I haven't worked in the salon since, but once she's a little bit older and goes to school, then I will get back into it. I really do miss it. I love working in the salon. It's really fun. But that's just a little bit about me. And I am on Instagram too, the Lifestyle Archive, same as here. So if you guys want to follow me, I would love to connect with you guys there. So I don't know if you could see those like little hairs here poking up from my postpartum hair loss, but I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. Kind of do that back and forth movement. Okay. Just going to let this side cool down a bit. You can see that I did bigger sections, but I guess that's good to show you guys. So this is definitely needing to be brushed out. So I'm going to go in. Did I put it on here? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. Okay, good.